We have been doing the Humboldt County Children's Author Festival since the 70s, and we have 25 authors come to visit approximately 60 schools in Humboldt County to visit the students, the teachers. We have book sale, we have many opportunities for the community to come meet them. And this has been a wonderful experience for many years, and students feel like those authors are their celebrities.
One of the things that we decided this year was, because we couldn't bring our wonderful author festival to you in person due to the pandemic, we decided that we would ask some of our authors that have been with us in the past if they would be willing to share with you what their favorite books are, what they've been doing maybe during this time, and also what they miss about the festival. So you're going to be able to see a wonderful montage of these authors, and they'll be talking to you about things that have happened to them in this last year.
Like many of you, the pandemic was tough on me. Sometimes it felt like a month-long root canal, and other times it felt like only getting underwear for your birthday.
Hasn't this been a crazy year and a half? I hope you've all been staying safe and well, and that perhaps you've been taking flight by reading books. I certainly have.
During the pandemic, even though I've been home a lot, I have visited a lot of new places and new people and had many adventures thanks to books.
Books help us take flight in our imaginations to faraway places, to other times in history, to the secrets of the natural world.
Take flight with books. Because books do that to us, don't they? They make our imaginations soar.
I miss talking with you amazing readers, with your excitement about books and the artwork that you make about books, which blew me away, I have to say.
I miss the smell of the ocean. I miss the cool breezes. I miss the friends that I've made over the many years that I've been coming up there. And of course, I miss meeting all of you.
The people, my author friends, the incredible volunteers who always make us feel so welcomed. And then, of course, my very favorite part, which is being in the schools with curious children and students who are so eager to learn and to read and to also share their artwork with us.
What do I miss about it? I bet you can guess. I miss this. Kids. I don't get to see them. I haven't seen them in person for such a long time.
This is the book that helped me take flight. Warren and the Giants, written by Warren, an 11-year-old boy.
Books helped me get through this past year, and one of the books that I loved takes place in a house that is completely covered in green vines. It's a book called The Time of Green Magic by Hilary McKay.
Some classics like Misty of Chincoteague by Marguerite Henry. Also, The Phantom Toll Booth by Norman Juster. One never can get enough of the fabulous Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends, Light in the Attic, and also, of course, The Giving Tree.
I read a book called A High Five for Glenn Burke by Phil Bildner. It's a very important book about a young man who's coming to terms with his sexuality and what kind of person he will be when he's older. And that's a difficult time for some people, and I think this book handles it very gracefully. I read another very important book called Stamped by Jason Reynolds and Ibram Kendi. This is another critical book, essential book about a very pressing problem that this country has been facing for most of its history, which is the way that white people treat non-white people, in particular black people. So I encourage all of you to check out that book and others on the same topic, because we can never stop learning about this important issue.
Of course, being an author, I also kept my imagination busy by working on my own books. And here's a book that I finished and that just came out during the pandemic, Switched. It's a story about a boy and a dog whose souls switch bodies. And then the dog has to go to school and the boy has to eat dog food until they can figure out how to get back with each other.
One of the books that I wrote is a book about a labor union organizer named Clara Lemlich. She saw things that were going wrong and she stood up and she fought for what was right, and she made a huge difference. And that book is coming out in September, and I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to come to Humboldt and tell you all about how I did the research and who I got to meet because of the book.
For anyone who wants to be a writer or an illustrator, I have 2 pieces of advice. The first is to read everything you can, and the second is to keep a journal. And that way you're paying attention to the world, you're writing and drawing every day, and you're thinking about how you feel about the things you see and hear.
You could read a graphic novel like When Stars Are Scattered by Victoria Jameson, and then you could make a comic book with a friend. What if you read Dragons in a Bag by Zetta Elliott and then drew a picture of a dragon that you invented, and then you would write a story about it, what it would be like to have a dragon for a pet?
If you like to sing or perform in dance, do acting or anything like that, if you are going to share this work with anyone in the world, the chances are you're going to get their opinions. And sometimes those opinions will make you feel really good. And sometimes you'll hear opinions like I did that will say, the thing you made is terrible and nobody wants it and you should give up. The voice that will help you get better, not this you're perfect or not this you're terrible, is your own voice as a maker. This world needs makers. The things that you make are important. So no matter what, please keep making things.
Whatever it is that you like to read about and think about, maybe those are things that you could write about. I'm sure you've got ideas in your own head every bit as good as some of the stories that are already published and already out there. So why don't you just take those ideas and let them fly free?
We really hope you enjoyed the videos of some of our favorite authors, and we really look forward to seeing everyone in 2022 when we can get back into the schools.